Hey y'all, it's DPX. How you all doing? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. DPX talks for about an hour, I'd say. Um, yeah, this month, this is the final episode of the year. Uh, I got at least one every single year. That's what I wanted to do. I was considering maybe taking this one off, but like, nah, we gotta have at least one every single month of the year. So good. I did that. I was supposed to have Gus on here. He already made it on here before, twice actually. One by himself with me, and the other with the me cast. But this time there wasn't. There is and there isn't a lot to talk about. See what I mean is like I'm gonna be talking a lot about the Disney Investor Day stuff. Um, that's a lot of stuff, but that's really one thing. I'll be talking about the Game Awards a little bit. That's really one thing, but there's a lot to it. I'll be talking about the Cyberpunk, everything with Cyberpunk right now. I'll be talking about um, the HBO Max, Warner Brothers next year, the 2021 movies, no theaters thing, and everything, all the lawsuits and everything that are bound to come. Yeah, this will be an interesting one. There's a lot to all of those, but that's really it. That's really all I have to talk about. But there is a lot to them. So, let's get into some smaller topics first, though. With that, I don't really have much to say about them, but I'm gonna talk about them for a bit. Normally is when this is when I talk about like stuff that or no uh, any movies that were delayed by COVID, but none of that happened recently. I think the last COVID delays I touched on this podcast, but there's an interesting one. You know the movie Monster Hunter? Yeah, that's right. There's a fucking Monster Hunter movie. Um, yeah, it's coming out. It got pushed to next year somewhere, but now it got bumped up to this Friday in the theaters. That movie's gonna do terrible, though. I mean, sure, the climate we're in now, but even if we were in a normal, like, if we were under normal circumstances, that movie would do terrible. First off, you got Paul W.S. Anderson, and you got the main girl. I don't remember her name, um, but she was in all the Resident Evil movies. Like, I'm sure she's fine. Those Resident Evil movies are bad, but I don't have a problem with her particularly. But Paul W.S. Anderson, if it ain't Uwe Boll, Paul W.S. Anderson is like the death sentence name to any movie, if you know what I mean. Especially if they're video game movies. Like, I'm not quite sure how a Monster Hunter movie could even be like. How if that would work. But you give it to Paul W.S. Anderson of anyone, and it's like, why? Why like, do you want your movie to like be absolutely shit? Like, like this involves like alternate universes, and it has like military personnel. Like, that's not what fucking Monster Hunter is. I'm not a big fan of Monster Hunter. I really like Monster Hunter World, and Monster Hunter Rise looks interesting, and I might check that out. But I've seen enough of the series to know that you're not doing it any good here. Yeah, but I just wanted. It's sort of strange how they bumped it up to this Friday in the theaters. I'm not gonna go out to see it, not because like, oh, I don't want to go out to the movie theaters during the pandemic. I understand people who don't want to. I would personally love to go to the theaters. That's not a movie I would ever see in the theater. That's not a movie I'd pay for. Maybe if it drops on like I don't know Netflix or something like that, then maybe I would watch it. That's not a movie I'd go out and spend like $20 to $30 and see though. So yeah, I kind of that movie like why why does Paul W S fucking Anderson have to be attached to that? Anyways, we got another smaller topic. So I'm not a big fan of anime. All right, I'm not. I've watched some of that Castlevania Netflix show, which looks more like an anime. If you count that, then I've watched anime. I've watched Dragon Ball Z, a few episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and if you want to count Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, I watched those two. That makes another anime. Um, but I'm not the biggest fan of anime. But Funimation, a big anime, streaming service with dubbing and everything, is now on the Switch. Why am I covering this though? Well, you know, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO. None of those are on the Switch yet. So it's interesting that Funimation's on there. So I think, every other, you look at the PlayStation, Xbox, that's basically like another, if you don't have a Roku or you don't have an Amazon Fire Stick, you could use your PS4, or I guess now PS5, and watch, put on Disney Plus and watch The Mandalorian. You can't do that on the Switch, but you could watch some anime on the Switch now. So I think that's cool. And I think soon we should be getting soon we should be getting Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu and HBO and Amazon and all that stuff on the Switch, because I don't know why they're not on there yet. I mean, I don't buy a Switch for that. I have my phone, I have my laptop, I have a PS4, I have a TV. I could hook up my laptop to the TV and watch it on there. And it's pretty cool. I've watched some cool stuff on there, but it's just, yeah, it's good to see that Funimation's now on the Switch though. So yeah, if you're a big anime fan and you like to use Funimation, I know there are a few different services for anime, so I'm sure you'll have your preferences. I know there's Crunchyroll and I know there's Verve, but if you're a Funimation person and you have a Switch, go ahead. You know. So yeah, that's that. And speaking of the Switch, there was an indie showcase today, and I thought it was pretty good. We got some cool stuff. The most notable stuff, though, were Spelunky 1 and 2 coming to Switch. Excuse me. Now, I thought, I remember seeing the big news. Like, I found out about this before I watched the Indie Showcase. So, I saw something pop up that said, Spelunky 1 and 2 coming to the Switch? I thought Spelunky 1 was already on the Switch. So I'm probably just hallucinating maybe. Spelunky 2, that's the one that is not on the Switch yet. And they just announced that it's coming. I haven't played it. I haven't played Spelunky. Sorry about that little shake there. I haven't played Spelunky 2. I hear it's I hear it's good. I know the first Spelunky game is hard, and I hear that this one's no different. The big announcement though is Among Us. Among Us is on the Switch now. And that's crazy, bro. Bro, I wish I live reacted to this indie showcase. I usually don't do like live reactions to these indie world showcases. I really don't. Um but if for my reaction to Among Us on Switch was like, God, Among Us is so much fun. It's so much fun. And like it now that it's happening, now that Among Us is on the Switch, it's a perfect fit for the Switch, Um it's a perfect fit for the Switch. The only thing is I wasn't quite sure how the how, I wasn't quite sure how you get you have it on PC, you get a mouse and keyboard to do everything. Um, if you have it on your phone, you got the touchscreen to do everything. The Switch, you get like a whole ass controller, so that's different. I want to know how playing Among Us is like. I want to know how Among Us is like with a whole ass controller. That's gonna be interesting. But it's only $5 on. It was $5 on Steam. It's only $5 now on the Switch. I think I might buy that, and that might be an easier way to stream it. Because I don't know, this laptop right here, I love it, but it's also dog shit at the same time when I try to do too much with it. Like if I try to stream myself, let's see, stream myself while in a call while pretty much also doing like anything else within this laptop, playing, say, for this case, playing Among Us. It would fucking like the stream will lag and everything. But if I get on the Switch, and do that, it's all good. So yeah. What did you guys think about that Indie World showcase? Because I thought it was really good. Among Us on Switch made it for me. I'm just saying. Anyways, some rather unfortunate, uh, unfortunate. What the fuck did I just say? Some rather unfortunate news is, The Office. The Office is coming, is. I watched a few episodes of The Office. I never got too into it, but it's not because like it's not for me. It's just because I never really brought myself to like binge it like everyone. So I probably should do that. It's um many people use Netflix quite a lot for The Office though, and now it's leaving Netflix, and I know that's probably a big hit to Netflix, and it's going to NBC Peacock. Um, Now you're probably wondering, oh, DPX, if you want to watch The Office, why don't you go fucking do that right now? It's gonna go by the end of the month, which yeah, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe it's leaving on December 31st. Why don't you go watch it now? Well, I have Peacock, and it's a pretty cool service. I have the free version, so I don't know if I'll be able to watch it through the free version. But I honestly, with Peacock, I wouldn't mind paying, for the extra tiers. Because it's a cool service, and I'm sure The Office would be like a big get for Peacock. Um, and yeah, it's so I'm saying if you wanna watch, I know that there are people that like every single day they watch The Office. They always watch The Office. So if you want to do that, go do it before it becomes unavailable. Um, Through Netflix. So yeah, that's that. There's just a bit of house cleaning here. You guys know I'm a part of the MeCast, and MeCast is like a collab channel I do with me and some fellow YouTube friends like Slash, Gus, Ramkit, Pat Luigi, Ant Sam, Squid Wario, Zach, um, and Doug Rodriguez. I named everyone there, as well as some others, but they're not as important. Then all of them except for Zach, still got to get him on here, but all of them except for Zach have been on here before. Um, and, they're in the description of all my videos, so go check them out. But, um, the Game Awards happened recently. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But the Game Awards happened recently, and you know what? I figured, why not do my own Game Awards? So I had the DPX Game Awards, but then I figured, why not? Why not run this by the MeCast and see if we can have this as a MeCast thing? So the MeCast Game Awards is now a thing. Um, Yeah, I'm just announcing that the deadline to there's a Google form. I have it in the description down below, so go fill that out. It's a Google form of all your It's a Google form of these nominees. I tried to make it different from the Game Awards, so there's not like best action game, best fighting game, best sports racing game, best VR game. None of that's there, but instead I included stuff like best story, best protagonist, best remake, best franchise return, best sleeper hits. I included stuff like that. Best open world is another big one. Um, yeah, go fill that out. It's down below. It's anonymous, all right, so I won't know who you are. And you don't have to log in. None of that is required. Just go down below and fill out the form and let me know, and let the Meatcast know what your favorite games and stuff of the year are. So, there's that, and there's one thing that was kind of rather like old news, but I'll still talk about it for a bit. Um, we all we all love Metal Gear Solid, right? Great game series that Konami fucking pissed all over. But that's not entirely what we're talking about. It's getting a movie. I actually did kind of. I remember now. I did talk about this briefly. It was just mentioned in an interview, but no. Uh, we got so obviously it's gonna be in live action, right? So obviously you gotta have someone play a snake. You can't just have like just a fucking mannequin playing Snake. I don't even know why I had to say that. What are you, stupid? But who's playing Snake? I think it makes a lot of sense. Oscar Isaac is playing Snake, who, if you don't know, that's Poe Dameron from Star Wars, and he's in the new Dune movie. That was supposed to already come out like 2 months ago, but it's coming out like no, I think it's supposed to come out this month originally, and then now it's coming out like next year. More on that later, though. Yeah, I think this is great. I'm not quite sure how good Oscar Isaac will sound as Snake, like doing the Snake voice. Like if I try like kept you waiting, huh? I guess that sounded a lot better to me than it probably did to you. Um, but I'm not sure if I could really imagine. I'm not sure if I could imagine Oscar Isaac doing that necessarily. But he at least has the look. He has the look. Um, I'm sure. I'm sure he could do a good job. Now I actually briefly talked about this on this show a while back. I just saw in an interview Oscar Isaac was in an interview about a movie he was in, and he said I always wanted to be Snake in a Metal Gear Solid movie. I don't know. I don't remember the context of that in the interview, but it was brought up, and so I kind of knew that was like sort of a thing before this, but now it's official, so that's cool. Anyways, that was all the smaller topics. Now we can get to some bigger topics, and uh, there's a big. I'll get into like non-video game stuff because that's like the big thing we have here. There will actually be. This is kind of all one big thing, but they'll be broken up into three parts here. It's one. We'll be talking about the Disney Investor Day announcement, which the like when I upload these as like separate videos, this will be cut up. All right, so in case you're not sure, Disney had their sorry about that. Something happened. But don't worry. So Disney had their like investors meeting where a shit ton was announced. I knew that there was gonna be some stuff announced. I didn't know there was gonna be this much. And had I known there was gonna be this much, and had it also not been on the same day as the Game Awards, that might have something to do with it. I probably would have done a live reaction to it on Twitch. Um, Actually, I don't know if I would have done that because that might have got me fucked on Twitch. But yeah. So I have a list here. They announced a lot. They announced a shit ton. Like, holy fuck, bro. They announced a lot. Um, so let's look at Lucasfilm, Star Wars, and a little. There's like one Indiana Jones thing, but we'll go over each of them. Um, so Cassian Andor, or just Andor as it's called. If you guys don't remember, Cassian Andor is he was like the second like the sort of sidekick to Jyn Erso in uh, Rogue One. Like he was the dude with her like for the whole thing, pretty much. He's getting his own series. I think this was originally announced as a movie, but now it's a series, and that's cool. They're starting to shoot it, and it's gonna start streaming in 2022. That's really cool. They released a little trailer to it, a little sizzle of like the production. We didn't get like any footage, I'd say. They just showed like some production footage. That's cool. Um, we got we got a nice little look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which I talked about with Captain Caesar a couple months ago about how it's finally dated to start shooting in March. I was about to say August for some reason. What the fuck? August? But no, so it started. We know now it's taking place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. And so that's good. And the big thing here though is that Hayden Christensen is returning as Darth Vader. Um, and is gonna be. I could only imagine. This was sort of hinted at, but like it is very, very likely that we're gonna see them fight. We're gonna see Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight again after Revenge of the Sith and before fucking A New Hope. And I'm interested here because I stand by my opinion that their fight in Revenge of the Sith was probably the best lightsaber fight in all of Star Wars. And their lightsaber fight in A New Hope wasn't as good, but it was the first one. So hey, if we didn't have that one, we wouldn't have any lightsaber fight. So I'm interested in this. I really am. And I'm not too I am kind of sick of the same time like the, the, every single like the Mandalorian is different and that's an exception, but like every single Star Wars like thing recently that's not like a part of the Skywalker saga, like Rogue One, Solo, this even Jedi Fallen Order, which I thought that game was fantastic. They all take place within the same time frame between uh, Revenge of the Sith um, and A New Hope. This is going to do that, but like you can't have this any other way. You this has to be in between, and an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie is something we all wanted. So now, I mean, the next best thing is a show, and you know what? Star Wars has been killing it with the Mandalorian. They killed it with the Clone Wars season finale. At least the last 4 episodes. My God, if you haven't watched that last season, fuck the first 8 episodes. Watch the last 4 episodes. Holy fuck! All right. But yeah. Anyways, moving on from there. Another thing. This one's big. This one actually got me very excited. Um, So, uh, well, there's a little thing, Disney confirmed that Taika Waititi is indeed making his own Star Wars movie, right? Nothing shown on that, not even a title, nothing, absolutely nothing. Just Taika Waititi's making a Star Wars movie, which I'm excited for that. Um, I want to see something of it first, though, or at least know what it's about. But Taika Waititi, he might be one of my favorite directors in Hollywood right now. He made Thor Ragnarok and Jojo Rabbit. Right there, you got me already. And he also made some of the best episodes of the first season of The Mandalorian. So, bada boom. But along with that, we got an announcement of Patty Jenkins, who, if you don't know, she's the director of the Wonder Woman movies, making a Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie. All right. Every other Star Wars thing that we got an official title for, everything else that we've seen, um, you know, all that stuff is our shows. This is a movie, theatrical as well. So yeah, I'm excited here. Um, Patty Jenkins, she gave a good sort of backstory as to why she's doing this. Her father was a fighter pilot who died while trying to you know serve the country. So she wants to make a fighter pilot movie, and a Star Wars Rogue Squadron film would be interesting. I never I never read any of the Rogue Squadron um you know comics. Those Rogue Squadron games, though, my God, all three of them, bro, play those. So I'm interested here. Again, we didn't see any we didn't see much really, but um yeah, all cool. Some other stuff we got. We got a trailer for The Bad Batch, which uh it's like a spin-off series of the Clone Wars. You may remember the Bad Batch from the Clone Wars, especially this recent season. They had a whole arc. Um, I'm interested here. Uh, yeah, we don't know much about it though. There's some other stuff. There's Willow. Uh, Not much is known about this, but Willow is another series. Uh, you know, Coming to Disney Plus, and we are getting Jones, or Indiana Jones, which was, it was reassured to us. But that's sort of I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know what's going on with that one. All right, and we're back. I think no more interruptions here. I just had to do something really quickly. So yeah, where were we? Like I just said very quickly, but so it was long enough for me to forget where we were. Yeah, okay. I'm on this one website. It's Vulture. It's not telling me a few things because I know there are a few things that were there and it's not here. One of them was an Ahsoka Tano show. Sorry about if you can hear any of that in the back. But there's gonna be an Ahsoka Tano show, which is a spin-off of The Mandalorian. And then there's gonna be uh, Rangers of the Old Republic or New Republic. Wait, first I want to talk about the Ahsoka Tano show for a bit. This makes so much sense. I have no idea. Sorry, my voice cracked. That was kind of intentional, but I have no idea why I did not why I just did not ever think of this, and I don't think anyone ever did. I don't think any of us ever thought of a possible Ahsoka Tano show. But it makes so much sense. Now that we have the Mandalorian She's in The Mandalorian. That one episode with her in The Mandalorian, by the way, that one episode is fucking. That was good. That was a good episode. Um, God, that this season's almost done. This season's almost done. I'll have a review up soon. Wow, I'm gonna review this season pretty soon. Yeah, and then there's the Rangers of the New Republic. Um, and both shows, Ahsoka and Rangers of the New Republic, are being directed by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. So that's good. Um, Rangers of the New Republic, I'm not entirely sure what that's gonna be, but I'm sure it'll be good. Um, let's see. I'm on the D23 page now. So let's see. I already said Andor. I already talked about the Bad Batch. Star Wars Visions. Again, not entirely sure what that's going to be like. I don't think they talked about that much. Um, but it sounds interesting. It definitely sounds interesting. The Acolyte, which I don't know what that. I think there might have been details on that, but I'm not sure. That sounds like something it sounds like something. All right, that will involve Jedi's and stuff. So I'm interested there. Lando is interesting. You know, even the people who didn't like Solo, I think they all kind of. I think they all even they agreed. Donald Glover's Lando was really good. You know, because I like that. That was probably the best part of the film, honestly. I didn't hate Solo. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. It was enjoyable. Um, it was expected to be like dog shit, but I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Not unnecessary. It's unnecessary, and it's not as good as like. Oh, it's just sort of there when you look at all the Star Wars films, but it's good. And I think this is a limited series. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. Um, but yeah, and we got a droid story. Now there was like a series back in the day about R2D2 and C3PO, and I've never watched it, but I hear it's really good. So they seem to be revisiting that idea, but in live action, with C3PO and R2D2, and probably now BB-8. So that's interesting. So yeah, that's the Lucasfilm stuff, mostly Star Wars. One Indiana Jones. What do you guys think about all that stuff? Let me know down below. And now we'll talk about Marvel. Marvel had another whew, they had another big library there. I just realized there's something else about Marvel I want to talk about later, the Spider-Man thing, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, so Marvel, they showed a little sizzle for Miss Marvel. Looks cool. We didn't get much footage of the series. We just got, a few clips. It was like the same 2 or 3 clips that they repeated a couple times. But it looks cool. It looks cool. Definitely interested here, especially since Miss Marvel is a very interesting character. Like Kamala Khan is a really cool character, I must say. I haven't read too much of her comics or anything, but from what I know, she is very cool. So I would have almost liked to see a movie, but I think a show might actually work a lot better. Um, Loki, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Loki, when I first heard of the show, the Loki series, I don't know, because well, I just don't. Well, I think they revealed the show, like just announced that a Loki show is happening. I think they announced that before Endgame came out. But once Endgame came out, and it turns out, oh, Loki sort of just traveled to an alternate timeline. That's interesting, but sort of like he's he had a good send off in Infinity War, and now you're bringing him back. It just I don't. I guess that's the thing. He keeps coming back, but that was like a good send off in Infinity War. Um, so I don't know. It was probably my the one I was least excited for. But at the same time, now we got these now we got the trailer, and I'm not gonna lie, the trailer got me pretty excited. I'm excited for Loki now. So yeah. Uh, Now we got a trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, looking pretty good. We got another trailer for WandaVision, which that was supposed to come out the end of this month, but now it's been delayed to early next month. So that's good. We're starting next month. Like Mandalorian season 2 is finishing, and then very soon after that, we're getting into WandaVision. So I like that. Um, uh, what if? What if? That is a very interesting show. I remember when that was revealed, I was very interested because it's gonna be like an animated MCU show that shows you sort of like what happens in like alternate timelines. You know, for example, I don't think this was in the trailer, but like, for example, what if Thor actually did hit Thanos, or did actually aim for the head? You know, so that's interesting. It's short films. Actually, probably should you know make that clear. These are gonna be short films, a series of short films. So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Um, Hawkeye, another show I wasn't too excited for. I don't know. I feel like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision, just those seem definitely more interesting than Loki, or at least than what Loki did originally, and Hawkeye. Hawkeye, there have been many big casting. Uh, there have been many big casting. There's been a lot of good casting, like big casting with it recently. I think Florence Pugh is supposed to be in it, and she's already playing Black Widow's sister in Black Widow, so that's interesting. And Haley Steinfeld is joining as Kate Bishop, so that's interesting right there. We already know She Hulk is gonna have Tatiana Maslany. Sorry if I said that wrong. In as fucking shit She Hulk, and Mark Ruffalo and Tim Roth is gonna be in it. Tim Roth is returning as Abomination. That is really cool. And Moon Knight. This wasn't announced at the investors meeting, but in case you missed the news, wanna know who's gonna be playing Moon Knight? We talked about him earlier. Oscar Isaac. God damn. You know he's in Star Wars. He's in Marvel. And he was recently just in or he and now he's also going to be Solid Snakes. That's interesting. We got Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. This will be like a holiday special shot like during the shooting of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I'm interested. It's gonna be the it's gonna be you know released the Christmas before the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So that's alright. And a series of short films called I Am Groot, featuring everyone's favorite baby tree. I'm reading off of the website. So, yeah, I Am Groot is something want to see first. It's a series of, short films. Interesting that they're doing a Groot show. So yeah, and then we got some other, reveals. I'm reading off the D23 website. Here we go. Today also brought the reveals of 2 feature films. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, or Quantumania. Not doesn't have an M at the end. I don't know why I added that, but it's Ant-Man 3. So interesting. And we also finally got an official reveal of the MCU Fantastic Four. It's happening. It's official. I mean, it was one of those things that was like all but confirmed, but now we know it's happening, so that's cool. Um, Peyton Reed is directing that. I would like to see John Krasinski direct that. Um, but whatever. He can still be Mr. Fantastic. With Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman, that would be perfect right there. Just saying. Um, 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 um and there's some stuff about Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, and we see something for Black Panther 2. And it's that they chose not to recast T'Challa. So yeah, I think they should have done that. Honestly, I think they should have. Don't they're not gonna CG Chadwick Boseman. I think they're gonna go with another Black Panther. It's because T'Challa, it's not Black Panther who they need to recast. It's T'Challa, and it's weird how they're kind of just doing a one and done. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you gotta. I feel like you should recast. Who would they recast? Uh, who would they put in the movie instead? I don't know, but yeah, we got something for Blade, Captain Marvel 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then there was some there is other stuff like Ironheart, very interesting show for Ironheart. It's I believe Ironheart is like some mini Iron Man. We got Armor Wars, which is going to be like War Machine's own show. That's interesting. And Secret Invasion. That's something I've been wanting to see turn into like a movie for quite a bit. So I that would be hard to. I know that's a hard thing to turn into a movie, but a show is the next best thing. So a Secret Invasion show. God damn, I'm excited. Just the prospect of that. So yeah. Um, that is that for the Marvel stuff. Very interesting stuff there. We didn't hear anything about Spider-Man, which is strange because for like that entire week we've been hearing stuff about Spider-Man. But we'll talk about that a bit later. Now we'll move on to the just normal Disney stuff. We got Pixar, we got Walt Disney Studios, uh, Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures production. We got Hocus Pocus 2, a spooky sequel to the 1993 Halloween classic. Um, and we got reboots of Three Men and a Baby and Cheaper by the Dozen. And we also got a new Sister Act film. Okay, and we get Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. It's a live action. Oh, I didn't know about this till now. A live action hybrid animated film. Oof. I don't know. Is it gonna be like a fish out of water? Like, is it gonna be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That movie's fucking perfect. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but I don't know, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I don't know, I'll just see how they do it. Got Pinocchio, uh, Peter Pan and Wendy, and Disenchanted. All right. Yeah. So there's that. We got the group is also developing a new animated takes on favorite 20th Century Fox Studios' titles. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, and Night at the Museum. So that's interesting. We're getting somewhat of reboots of that. Diary of the Wimpy Kid, the one with Not My Roderick, that was dog shit. But I think it's animated here. That could be interesting. Um, Raya and the Last Dragons is doing a day and date thing. Uh, you know, kind of like what Mulan did at $30. So yeah. We also learned. I'm reading this off of the website. We also learned the first ever Walt Disney produced animated series. New titles announced today. They include Baymax, Zootopia Plus, uh, Moana, the series, Tiana, and Iwaju. That's cool. Pixar. We got some Pixar. We got uh, Lightyear, which is a movie, uh, a movie that's gonna be like sort of a spin-off of Toy Story. And it's gonna be it's gonna be sort of a backstory on Buzz and his where he comes from, and we got Tim Allen's not coming back to voice him, but we got Chris Evans, so that's interesting. Turning Red is another film that Pixar are doing. We also got Luca, and we also got new series about Inside Pixar, Pixar Popcorn, Doug Days, and Cars. So that's interesting right there. So yeah, that's everything at Disney Investor Day, and that took up a lot of time here. What the fuck? Okay, so yeah. Next up, let's move on to another topic here. And one we got a new Smash character revealed. I wanted to talk a bit about this. One motherfucker named Sephiroth. No one. Do not tell me you expected him. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I called this because there's no way I could have called Sephiroth. But I just want to say this: when I played the Final Fantasy VII remake back like earlier this year, and I fought Sephiroth, um, I was thinking, man, this dude would be fucking crazy in Smash. That's one thing that I briefly thought about. I didn't think he was actually going to be in Smash, but no, he is. That's crazy because this is the first character that is from a franchise, a third-party franchise that already has a character in Smash. Like this is the first time. He's the first time we're getting a second character from a third party series in Smash that doesn't have an Echo Fighter. I know that sounds very specific, but it's really not. Like, for example, we don't have another unique Sonic character. We don't have another unique Street Fighter character. We have Ken, but he's not. He's an Echo Fighter. We don't have another unique Metal Gear character. You see what I mean? So no, Final Fantasy. I really was not expecting that. Like for any franchise to get that treatment in Smash, I was not expecting Final Fantasy to get that. But here we are, and it kind of changes Smash speculation. People are counting out, and I kind of am too. People are counting out Sora and Geno completely. Now, I got a bit of a, I have a theory, but I'll get into that in a sec. But um, you see, what did I tell you? What have I been telling you all since Min Min was revealed and I made that predictions video a while back? What was it that I told you? It sounds something similar to oh yeah, expect the unexpected. So see, I didn't call Sephiroth. I didn't even call Steve. But I did call surprising characters. And we Sephiroth wasn't even there. Sephiroth wasn't even on my mind when I said expect the unexpected. So people are making predictions about Crash and Ryu Hayabusa. Those two seem to be the most popular when it comes to predictions at this point because there's a lot of evidence towards them. So I'd say so. I'd say so. They might be likely, but I'm not gonna put my money on them. I'm really not. Because expect the unexpected. And honestly, I think we all thought Crash was going to be the first character of the second Fighters Pass. That didn't happen. We're getting arms. Or Min Min. And then for the second one, everyone was expecting Crash. Everyone joked about Steve, but we were all expecting Crash, like realistically, and it happened to be Steve. And then the third one, Crash was a very popular one, and we got Sephiroth. So here's my theory here. You notice how in the first Fighters Pass, every character has, aside from Banjo Kazooie, every character in the first Fighters Pass has a similar character design. They're like taller, more humanoid characters. You know, Joker, Hero, Terry, and Byleth. They're all taller and more humanoid. Right? But now we look at Fighters Pass 2. We get Min Min, who she doesn't look much taller, but she always has her knees bent at like any moment in time. So yeah, um, she's definitely a taller, more humanoid character. Then we get to Steve, who is a human, yeah, but look at him. Does he look fucking humanoid? No. So he's a shorter, more humanoid character. Then we get to Sephiroth, who is a taller, more humanoid character. So you notice a pattern here. The character design sort of changes. I think next we're gonna get a cartoony, shorter, less humanoid looking character, and after that, a more humanoid looking character, and after that, it's ending off on a shorter, less humanoid, cartoony looking character. So here's what I think. Let's just assume that we're gonna get Ryu Hayabusa and Crash Bandicoot. That makes Ryu Hayabusa. Ryu Hayabusa is the more humanoid character. Done. Right there. Crash takes up one of the two less humanoid characters. So, we're all counting out Gino and Sora. Going by this pattern, this theory, Sora is out of the equation. But expect the unexpected. What if the next character is Crash? And then the next character is Ryu Hayabusa. I'm not saying this is likely, by the way. I'm just saying. What if, since we're all not expecting Gino, we we all think 3 is the maximum a third-party company can have in the game. It's a brand new unofficial fan rule. What if Sakurai Nintendo fucking gets us by including Gino as the final character? Boom! Like, that proves that you have to expect the unexpected. All right, no one's at this point. No one's expecting Gino. I will be a little sus. Not gonna lie, I will be a little sus. A little Among Us reference there for you, but I mean that was a word before that. But still, I will be a bit sus if this at this Sephiroth presentation on Thursday, Gino is not being revealed as a Mii costume. You know, I would even be fine with seeing Gino as a deluxe Mii costume. You know, like getting the stance treatment with a full on like it's basically Gino there. I would be fine with that. And if they gave him the Forest Maze theme, why? Come on, like you stopped doing that after Cuphead. You didn't do that with Vault Boy. You didn't do that with Bomberman. Come on, they keep including these new music tracks. They're cool. It gives us all even more reason to buy these deluxe Mii costumes. Um, in fact, I even think any third party Mii fighter, like a character like even Travis or Altair, who don't get didn't have the deluxe Mii costume, but still, I think they deserve to come with a song. But yeah, going back, that's my theory, the character design pattern theory, um, and and expect the unexpected. I'm telling you. Don't like go into any of these Smash reveals being like, I know for a fact it's gonna be Crash. I know it's gonna be Ryu Hayabusa. I know it's gonna be fucking Gordon Ramsay. Okay, don't. I'm telling you. Like, even I sometimes in my head I try to think of like what character will like surprise everyone, and even the ones I come up with, they get surpassed. Like they get beaten. You know, like Sephiroth like beat anyone I was able to think of really. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Anyways, we got some controversy when it comes to video games. One, Cyberpunk. Uh, it's very difficult for me to. I'll get into this. So Cyberpunk came out. My God, the hype was like unfucking real for that game. Jesus, man. Like, sure, I was excited like crazy for Smash, but like in terms of like Smash is sort of like a niche, you know. If you ain't like if you don't own a Nintendo console, you ain't gonna be excited for Smash really. If you're, you know, if that's like only Nintendo pretty much. Cyberpunk is a multi-plat, so that's different. I was more excited for Smash than I was for Cyberpunk. Why am I comparing fucking? No, we need V from Cyberpunk and Smash. There we go. That would beat Sephiroth. I just want to say if that happens, I fucking called it. Just saying. Anyways, um, um, shit. Why did I do that? Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh right. Um, the hype was unreal. The expectations were set unrealistically high. So regardless of how the game turned out, it was not gonna meet those expectations. I sort of tried to tell people like, yo, temper your expectations. You have them way too high. You think it's gonna like you think it's gonna like, change gaming, change the world, kill COVID-19. You think it's gonna do all that stuff, and it's not gonna do that. No. Game came out and it seems to be both good and bad at the same time. It's interesting here. Look, so red flags were being raised when, CD Projekt Red gave out, review copies to, reviewers. PC version, no console versions. All right, and so another thing is in those reviews, so weird. In those reviews, they were only allowed trailer footage, like none of their own footage. Like, what? Huh? Like, I've never seen another game do that. But all the reviews were positive. The PC version of the game has a 90 on Metacritic. Alright, that's good. That's really good, bro. But then comes out on the PS4 and Xbox One, and it's a broken mess. The game is unplayable to many. But this is like really hard for me to comment on because I I got the game on PS4. I don't have a powerful gaming PC. I'm not a PC gamer. I play on consoles. I get it on the PS4. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad, really. I think I got lucky though. I think I got lucky. Cause I guess I just got lucky. I guess I just didn't run into that many like game breaking bugs and glitches. I definitely I ran into some bugs. In fact, many bugs, but none that ruined the experience. I gave the game a 9 out of 10. And I feel like I'm arguing with myself. I feel like I overscored it. But really, if you look past those bugs, the game, I'd say if those bugs weren't there, if it was significantly less buggy, if not like completely polished, the game would be a 10 out of 10. I loved every single other aspect. Every other aspect. is fucking fantastic. So it sucks. It sucks that the game came out in this state. And the funny thing is that I'm saying this is that I can't even attest to this because I had a better experience with the game on PS4 than I think most, if not everyone else in the fucking world did. Let me know if like you played it on PS4 and you ran into if you didn't run into too many bugs that ruined the experience for you. Let me know. Let me know because I'm actually I'm genuinely curious to see like if it's just me. Is my I don't know how it would be, but is my bar for like how good a game should be is pathetically low? Because I played a lot of good games this year, you know? Ones with more polish. So that can't be it. Am I an idiot? And do I just look at these bugs and be like, "Oh yeah, this is good"? Am I fucking Armand White? He reviews movies, not video games, but still, am I Armand White? And you know, am I Armand White and I just like bad stuff? Or am I lucky? I genuinely can't tell. I think I'm lucky. I think I'm lucky. I think I'm lucky. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I don't know why I said that many times, but I think I'm lucky. But other people unfortunately aren't lucky as I am. Randkid was talking to me earlier. He said that the game crashed on him a number of times, really bothered him. He even he kind of quit playing the game for a bit. And that sucks because there's so much to love about this game. I'm telling you, like it hurts. It hurts that they released it like this, and it hurts that people are rightfully so tearing this game apart for for their experience that I should have had but didn't. I had a different experience, and I'm it's just weird for me. I hope you get it. I'm not defending CD Projekt Red. They said that the game would be fixed by February. You know what? They shouldn't have delayed the game to December. They should have delayed it to February. You know, I get we all get mad at game delays, and after they delay it to December, which was only a 3 week delay, they kind of trapped themselves. They trapped themselves. I feel like what are you gonna do? Are you gonna delay the game again before you hit the release date it was just at? So you delay the game like a week or two after you gave it its third delay, or are you gonna delay the game like a week before it's supposed to come out? I get that by delaying it only 3 weeks, they kind of fucked themselves. They shouldn't have delayed it to December. They should have delayed it to February, since that's like when they claim the game will be fixed. If it's gonna be ready by February, release it in February. I know we all wanted to play this game this year. I know you CD Projekt Red, you wanted you didn't want to miss out on the Christmas sales. I get that, but from a consumer perspective, even someone who didn't run into too many technical issues, uh, not enough to ruin the game for me, enough little as little for me to give the game a 9 out of 10. All right, y'all will be looking at that and thinking I was way too generous, but 9 out of 10, and I stand by it. As someone who did that, I would have preferred you to delay the game further, make it a next year's game, and then, you know, have it completely, or at least way more polished, 3 more months after November, as opposed to just 3 weeks after its initial release date. God, God, if it's this buggy, 3 delays later, I do not like. I had a good time with it. Had the game came out in April, how the year started with, it was scheduled to come out in April at the beginning of the year initially, and then they delayed it. All that. You know, it. I don't want to admit. I would not. There's no way I would have had a good time with it in April. Oh, and I've heard people compare this to like Mass Effect Andromeda or Fallout 76 or even No Man's Sky. No, those are two. Those were all different scenarios. This is an otherwise perfect game. You see, there's so much like blocking the perfection. I called it a buggy masterpiece. That's what it is. Like, I know for a lot of you, it's hard to look over the bugs. But let's just say you do that. There's so much to love in this game. The gameplay, like the gun action, the atmosphere of Night City when it's not glitching out, the story, the soundtrack. And it sucks. It sucks that this happened. Um, and it's again, it's so weird for me personally because I'm singing a different tune. Um, and CD Projekt Red apologizes. Uh, People are saying like they should have canceled the console, the last gen versions. No, they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that because well, you see, the game was announced at the game was announced before the PS4 and Xbox One came out. All right, so that means people have been waiting for it um, all generation, um, and people, the people didn't like already jump to a PS5 because they're waiting for Cyberpunk. I mean, the Cyberpunk on the PS4 or on the sorry, on the Xbox One, they can still work on the Xbox Series X or PS5, but like you don't need it for that. So they were expecting a good experience here, and it kind of it sucks that they did this. And it's just so I'm sorry, it's just so weird for me that like I didn't have as bad of an experience as everyone else did. I didn't run into like I didn't run into as many bugs. And my brother, like we share the PS4, all right? My brother's playing it. He ran into some bugs, but he didn't say it was too bad. So I think it's just the one I bought. I think like CD Projekt Red bug tested like only certain versions of the game, like only certain copies of the game. And I just happened to be like one of the I happened to buy one of the versions that was bug tested. That's There's like a 1% chance of that actually being the case. I'm just saying like God, that's extreme luck. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm sorry. Like you got your expectations like it wasn't going to meet expectations regardless. But like it seemed to stoop that low from everyone's expectations. And I'm sorry like you waited this long, waited 8 years, and you got a buggy mess. I'm sorry. You know, I wish you know I wish everyone could have a good experience with the game. I really do. Um, and CD Projekt Red are offering refunds for the game. But there's been some trouble with it. Um, I saw this one post on Twitter where someone tried to refund their PS4 copy of uh, Cyberpunk, and they couldn't it couldn't work. It's a big mess. It's a big mess, and it sucks because again, like if if the bugs weren't there, this would be like oh my, this would everyone would be singing a different tune. There's so much to love in this game. So I hope come February or whenever they decide to fix it, people play the game again. They give it a second chance, and they look at all the fantastic aspects of it. Will it be in my best games of the year list? I don't know. Probably, it probably will. 'Cause I had so much fun with that game. I'm telling you. Um, and it's not like I'm playing any more games. Super Meat Boy comes out this year, right? I'll probably play that, but other than that, I think I'm done getting new games for this year because there's nothing else that comes out. Um, so yeah, I can kind of start making my list right now if I really wanted to, but I'm waiting for Meat Boy and then we'll decide. So yeah, that's that on Cyberpunk. So yeah. Anyways, we got another topic. The Game Awards, the Video Game Awards, happened. I don't want to talk about this too much, to be honest, just because I did. I made a video on the MeCast going over like the biggest things, and I thought I'd have more to say about it here. Um, I just want to say I am very like part of me, a dark side of me is very happy The Last of Us Part 2 won. I don't think it should have won. In fact, I'd say out of the 6 nominees for Game of the Year, that one deserved it the least. But it was like most obviously going to win it. Like that one without, like, especially once you consider that it's 90% uh, public jury and only 10% fan voting, which I didn't know initially. That game was without question Last of Us was going to win. Ghost of Tsushima I think should have won, and I think everyone can agree because that game won Player's Voice, which is basically that's like what was the most voted. You know, basically Player's Voice is if let's just say Game of the Year, the Game Awards was decided by the fan voting. If that was the case, Ghost of Tsushima would have won a Game of the Year. And that's Game of the Year in my eyes. I was honestly expecting Cyberpunk to surpass it, but Ghost of Tsushima, I think, still actually is number 1 for me. And what's even crazier is I don't even think Cyberpunk's number 3. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake's number 2. God, Cyberpunk, I think that might be like number 5. It might not even crack the top 5. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to give away my list. I haven't even started making it myself, so yeah, we'll see. Uh, the only thing is, Last of Us 2, in case you didn't know, that got nominated for 10 awards. Wanna know how many it won? 7. 7 fucking awards, bro. That's crazy. 7 awards. Um, then some of them it deserved to win. Like, accessibility and innovation and accessibility. Like, that one made sense. The accessibility options in that game are really good. And Laura Bailey as Abby, definitely deserved best award because, like, or no, best award, no, best performance, right? Like, even if you really don't like a game, it's never you can't like say like the actors in the games had nothing to do with like how the game turned out really, unless their performance is absolute dog shit. But if they had a good performance, like the actors have nothing to do with how the character's written or anything. All right, so yeah, Laura Bailey as Abby winning best performance, that made total sense, and can't like she deserved that. But yeah, it's just the Last of Us awards. I remember last year I joked my live reaction to the Game Awards, I joked and called it the Death Stranding Awards. This one, fucking, I should have called it the Last of Us Awards. I was thinking of doing that. But then I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. I should have, because that one actually swept. It was rumored Death Stranding was going to sweep last year. No, Last of Us Part 2 swept this year. And I should have called it the Last of Us Part 2. I keep saying Death Stranding. But yeah, let me know what you think about the Game Awards. Yeah, that was that. Now we'll talk about a Discord topic. So in the MeCast Discord server, every episode we do a Discord topic, or no pod, yeah, Discord topic. That's right. Where I put out a poll on on Discord, asking you all, hey, new episode of the podcast. Here are the three topics. Whichever one gets the most votes is the one I'll talk about. Um, so that was pretty cringy. I don't know why I just did that. I'm sorry. But this episode, the three options were: when should you refuse to support a company? Worst lies in gaming, and my issue with games as a service. And the winner was worst lies in gaming. So I think this one would be pretty brief, but worst lies in gaming. I think one's very much on the mind of many, and that's Cyberpunk. Uh, you know, but that's another thing actually. People are saying like Cyberpunk, no, CD Projekt Red lied by not showing anything for the PS4, Xbox One versions of Cyberpunk. I wouldn't call that lying. I wouldn't call that telling the truth either. I would just call that not showing anything. It's hiding you from the truth, which is another way of saying lying. But they didn't lie, but they also didn't tell the truth. They just didn't say anything. Not one of the biggest gaming lies though has to do with No Man's Sky. Sean Murray, in that interview with what was it, Conan O'Brien, uh, said all this stuff like you can do everything in this game, and the game comes out and it's just a nothing. There's nothing to it. Fallout 76, Todd Howard lied about a whole shit ton of things, NPCs or the the whole NPC thing, that was a fucking lie. Um, I think EA lied about this one Battlefield game. I think there was supposed to be this one game to come with Battlefield 4 as a pre-order bonus, and it's a slimy tactic to get you to pre-order a game. Telling you about this game, I forgot what it was called, but it was like this new Battlefield game. Um, it was like this brand new Battlefield game. It was like a side project, it wasn't as big as Battlefield 4. But they told you get a free like code or whatever for that game if you pre-order Battlefield 4. People pre-ordered Battlefield 4. Guess what? That other Battlefield game was not there. They didn't get to play that. I'm trying to think of other like lies in gaming. Let's see. Biggest lies in gaming. Let's see. There's another thing. Remember when it was announced that the Wii U was gonna have two gamepads? Like you can connect the two gamepads. That's fucking funny. That shit was so funny. You can never do that. Um, and this might be most famously, um, Peter Molyneux. He lied his ass off about Fable. He overhyped Fable. The Fable games are great. The Fable games are great, but like he overhyped the shit out of the Fable games, and they're partially more remembered for Peter Molyneux's fucking shit. He's full of shit, but he's not working on the new Fable. So yay, fuck off. Um, yeah. Let's see. So that was that. I don't have much to say about the lies in gaming, but yeah. Anyways, that was that. Now there was there is a new Spider-Man movie in the works. Um, and of course there is with Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home. Now we got this one, and I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Part of me loves it. Part of me is like, why? And here it goes. We got Spider-Man. Tom Holland is there. But then we are also getting, the multiverse is connecting and everything. So Doctor Strange is now a part of it. The first one had Far From Home, or no, Homecoming had Tony Stark in there as sort of like the mentor, and then Far From Home had Nick Fury in there as the mentor. This one's gonna have Doctor Strange in there as the mentor. Okay, sounds cool. I don't think Spider-Man needs a mentor. It's almost like saying Spider-Man's not cool enough by himself. But whatever, it's cool that we have Doctor Strange here. Now we're getting, let's see, we're getting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Pretty sure we're getting Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane. We're getting Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy. We're getting Alfred Molina coming back as Doc Ock. We're getting Jamie Foxx coming back as Electro, and like what the fuck? That's like crazy. Like hello, and then this one hasn't been outright confirmed. In fact, Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, Doctor Strange have been outright confirmed. The Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, all them, they haven't been outright confirmed either. But they're very likely at this point. But um we also might be getting Charlie Cox's Daredevil, Matt Murdock, in this one too. Like holy shit, what is this? Like well, we ain't getting Avengers 5 here. We ain't getting anything like that, like crossover-ish. You know what I mean? This is it. This is like the most crossover we'll be seeing, at least that we know of in the MCU. Like this is it. you know, this is what the fuck. Like, I don't think it's necessary though. I've heard people like say this, but like yeah, I think Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, should just have one movie where it's like, all right, don't just have him be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Have him deal with like, have him like struggle with school and stuff. Have him deal with like, a villain. And I really like the first Spider-Man MCU. I really like Homecoming, and I really like Far From Home. I think Far From Home might be the best live action Spider-Man film. It's between that and Spider-Man 2. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting here. Very interesting. And I'm just not quite sure. Like, can they pull this off? I think they could. I think they could. No, this was at Disney's investors meeting, which is interesting. Probably because this is more Sony, but yeah, I just want to see how this turns out, and I'm pretty excited, but also like I wish Spider-Man had Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like I wish it wasn't just like oh he's not cool enough by himself. Like, he is. He's fucking Spider-Man. But yeah. Anyways, that was that. Now we got a big topic. I wasn't gonna talk about this because it's kind of old, but some new stuff came from it. Let's see. We got a one company called Warner Brothers who has one streaming service called HBO Max, and I think HBO Max is really cool. Really good service right there. Um, you know, They weirdly they launched very weirdly. They didn't launch on Amazon Fire Stick. They didn't launch on Roku. They launched on PS4 and that stuff. So there you go if you have a PS4. And they also removed a bunch of stuff like a fucking month after it came out. So that was dumb. But with the current climate of the world right now and movie theaters, no one really going to movie theaters. Warner Bros. Announced that their entire lineup of films for next year, everything from stuff like Tom and Jerry or Mortal Kombat or Space Jam, all the way to stuff like you know Suicide Squad or Dune or Black Adam. I think that's coming out next year. I'm not sure. Or Godzilla and Kong. That's all gonna come out both in theaters and HBO Max on the same day. And that spells out. Let's see. What does it spell? Oh yeah, the death of movie theaters, right there. You can argue, anything, anytime. I saw Chris Stuckman's video about it. Really cool YouTuber. But I watched his video. He said anytime anything like this happens, it's always like, oh, it's the death of movie theaters. And I understand that, but Warner Bros. They're a big studio, and a film like Dune or Godzilla versus Kong, imagine Godzilla versus Kong, that's a big blockbuster right there. You got Godzilla versus King Kong. Like, imagine if that's a streaming exclusive. But it's not a streaming exclusive. It's also going to be in theaters. But you see, what the thing is, they're doing the first month day and date with in theaters and on HBO Max, and then they are doing and then the month after that, they're gonna take them off HBO Max and then put them only in theaters, and then after that window is done, they're going back to HBO Max. That's fucking stupid. If you're gonna do this stupid ass fucking day and date thing, I understand it. If you're gonna do this shit, if you're gonna try to kill movie theaters, at least at least go all the way. Um, don't go halfway here. But then, as we find out, Warner Bros. As it turns out, they sort of just announced. They sort of just announced this. You know, Legendary, who helped fund a movie like Dune or a movie like Godzilla versus Kong. They didn't know about this until Warner Bros. Made their HBO Max video. They didn't know about this. They didn't. Sorry about that pause right there. I had to sneeze. Anyways, yeah, they didn't know about this. Uh, Denis Villeneuve, the director for Dune, he apparently found out. He apparently found out that Dune was going to HBO Max on the same day as its theatrical release. He found out by reading the news. He went on he probably went on Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter or whatever site, and read it from there. That's how he found out. Christopher Nolan ripped into Warner Bros. And so did Denis Villeneuve. I don't want to read their thing because they go insane. They don't curse up a storm or anything. Now actually now that I mention that, I wish they did that. But no, they rip into them. So yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Okay, long story short, I'll say what Christopher Nolan said. He said all these film makers went to bed thinking, or went to sleep thinking that they were working for the best studio, and woke up the next morning working for the worst streaming company. Whew, that's in the words, not word for word, but basically like what he said. Like, might have accidentally switched like a few basic words, like maybe the word for with the word with, maybe. I don't know. That's coming from Christopher goddamn Nolan. Like like Warner Bros. You fucking you got some people mad, bro. So I want to see how this resolves. Legendary might even sue Warner Brothers because their films, they were not consulted about Dune or Godzilla vs Kong. They were not consulted about that going to both HBO Max and theaters. They were not consulted, and they helped fund those. They were not consulted, and they might take Warner Bros. To court. So it's a messy situation here. I want to know what you guys think. Anyways, that was this episode of DPX Talks for about an hour. Longer episode, especially, and probably one of the longer ones with just me, but it was the last episode of the year. I hope you guys all enjoyed the monthly episodes. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna keep going next year. I might take 1 month off. See if this month was kind of weak when it came to uh news and stuff to talk about on here. But luckily I've made it so that I could talk about stuff on here. But yeah, hopefully next month I'll have Gus on here like how I intended for this month. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you guys hopefully in another month with another episode of DPX Talks for about an hour. See ya.